The very first part of managing your groups is receiving the requests or the inquiries. These requests that come in from your potential groups can come through to your organization from multiple different avenues. This includes customers calling directly into your call center, emailing you directly with requests and questions, or filling out a contact us form that you have posted on your website. And not only do you need to be able to organize the requests that come into your call center, but you need to validate if the passengers are even a right fit for you. Can you fulfill their hotel and budget requests? Do the number of passengers travel qualify them as a group? Have they provided you with enough information to move forward with creating an itinerary? And that's just the first part. So not only are you dealing with your group requests, but there are also a lot of moving parts when creating custom groups. From receiving your requests and qualifying your customers, to building itineraries, to creating documents and taking payments, there are many processes that your internal teams need to think about in order to ensure you are providing incredible and memorable experiences for your customers. And oftentimes you may find yourself managing all of those processes within multiple platforms like spreadsheets for your rooming list, manual documents for your invoice and travel documents, and your email to manually communicate to your suppliers. All of this can leave you and your team incredibly overwhelmed and hard to manage a high volume of groups. Softrip has recognized that this is a monumental process and has designed a tool that is specific to operators who are supporting the group business. Softrip's Groups offers you the ability to work through your requests step by step under one platform. Now you can capture a request, build your itineraries, send your quote letters, get a confirmation from your passengers, import your passengers, allow your groups to self-service, add inventory, communicate to your suppliers, collect payments, and send documents to your passengers all in one location. So now that we've talked about the group platform and the benefits behind it and how it can really support your business, we're going to do a walkthrough of high level of what it looks like to create a group opportunity, add services into the group, and really build your group requests from scratch. So where we're going to start is we're going to start on that initial point of contact that you're going to receive from your potential customers. So it really all depends on your organization and how your organization is set up. In this example, we have an initial touch point that we've received from a customer in form of an email. So in this email, we received a request from somebody called Rachel Fiddler, and she has some general comments into what she is looking for the group that she's traveling. So the goal behind this is to be able to take in those requests, no matter which avenue and which form they come in, but it's to be able to take those requests and enter those details into an opportunity form. So before we even get to entering those details into an opportunity, we're going to first see if this individual exists in the CRM. So as stated before, all opportunities and groups are tied to a specific contact. So we need to make sure that this contact doesn't already exist within the organization before we try to make a brand new contact. And we do that to make sure that you are not creating too many duplicate contacts within your application. So I'm going to search by the last name, and I'm going to find that we have a couple individuals with that last name. I see one that matches, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that user. So now I'm in that contacts profile in the Softrip CRM, and you see that we store a lot of details against that particular contact in our CRM. Now I want to create a brand new opportunity, so I'm going to select the plus sign. And once I select the plus sign under the opportunity section in that contact profile, you'll see that I am brought with the opportunity form. And this is where I can really start entering in the details of the group request. Now, the opportunity form acts as a communication mechanism between the individuals within your organization, okay? So once you receive that request, you're going to take those details and you're going to enter them into this form so that you can store those details into the form, or you can relay that information to operators within your organization so that they can start building out the itinerary. So I'm taking this request that was in an email and I'm going to put some of these details into this form. And then you'll see if you scroll down a little bit, there's a reminder section. Now this reminder section, what this does is if you add a reminder, you will be able to create essentially a task to whoever that group is assigned to. So now I see that I created this opportunity, I selected save, so it's just creating an open opportunity, it's not a group, not yet. And you can see that that reminder has appeared on that internal user's calendar. So now this internal user can call the customer back and get additional details in regards to the request that they submitted for the group. So now once that internal user contacts the potential customer and he qualifies them, you can go back into that contacts profile, you can open up that opportunity, and you can go ahead and you can add those additional details that you didn't actually have in the beginning of the sales process when you were trying to qualify your group. Now there are 3 different ways that you can access an opportunity. The first way, as you've seen, is by accessing it in the contacts profile. The second way is by accessing the opportunity in reservations. So if I know the opportunity ID, and I do, I can just enter in the opportunity ID. I see that it's open, I can click on the hyperlink and it'll open up that opportunity for me. If I don't know the opportunity ID, I do have search parameters available for me that I can go through and find that open opportunity. The last option is using the opportunity screen. Now the opportunity screen is similar to searching for open opportunities in reservations. You just have a lot of other parameters that you can apply to your search. So again, if I just enter in the opportunity ID, it'll pop at the bottom and I can open it right up. But if I want to see open opportunities, I want to see all the opportunities that are active that haven't been converted yet, or I want to see the opportunities that are inactive and I need to take action on certain items, this is a great opportunity for you as an organization to use that opportunity screen. So now I'm in the open opportunity, I can cancel it out, I can save it if I'm not ready to convert it, or I can save and convert to a group. Now once you select save and convert to a group, you're going to be brought to the header screen of the group itself. So this is where I have certain fields available for me. Some are carried over from the details I entered in the opportunity form, and there are other fields that are available for me to customize and set rules against the actual group itself. So I can enter in the market code to designate the market that this group falls under. I can say, yes, I want to allow shared rooms in my group. I can select track changes, which means any changes, any services that are added to the group, I can track those in product and see that history. I can update my deposit amount, my deposit dates, my final payment dates. I can, under my free rules, I can set passenger ranges and say, okay, if I have a passenger range of 1 through 10, I can give a single room free. So all of that is available for you and automatically pops up as you do your save and convert to a group. Once you save all that information, you're going to be brought to the group summary screen. Now your group summary screen is like your landing point for your group. This is where you're going to access your documents, access the group back office screen to add all those details. So I'm going to just show you a quick example of what it looks like for you to go through and look at the quote letter. So we haven't added any services. We haven't even accessed the back office screen at this point. So you're not going to see a day-by-day itinerary. But if you had an itinerary, it would pop up under current. And then what you could do is you can go through and you can make the updates that you want based upon this group. You can use the HTML editor at the top to make different font styles for the quote letter itself. And you can this really gives you the opportunity to say, okay, I have a general day-by-day itinerary for this group that's going to be traveling, but I want to add some additional information, or there might be additional inclusions for the group itself. So at this point, we're going to access the group management screen. This is your next step. You're going to go into the group management screen so that you can start adding your services, your costs, and your suppliers, so that you can then at that point send a quote letter over to your potential customers. So now once you've converted your opportunity, you can begin building your itinerary under the group management screen. So the group management screen provides you with a lot of different options that are applicable to different steps during the group process and throughout the lifespan of the group with your company. So what this means is that once an opportunity is created and you validated that the request will work for you and work for your company, you will access the group management screen so that you can begin building your itinerary components, like your suppliers and your services and your costs as they relate to that particular group. And then once the group is confirmed, you are also going to access the screen so that you can do things like adding inventory and possibly adding the passengers to the group in a mass import and setting up your communication timing with your suppliers so that you can provide a rooming list to them. So these are all things that you can also do in the group management screen. So we're going to focus back on just adding those services, adding those costs, adding those prices. And what you're doing in this particular step is you're adding all the services that are going to be offered on this group and adding the cost so that you can essentially generate a quote letter to provide that to your customers. So adding services to a group is easy, and you have a few different options for you to be able to handle this. The first way is by selecting the plus sign so that you can add services on the fly. By selecting the plus sign, you will be able to select your suppliers and services and then type the custom data into the grid provided. So you can add the currency. You will be able to add the cost. A caveat to this process is that you have to make sure that you have your suppliers loaded first in the product application before you can begin choosing the suppliers that you want to add into the group itself. So you can see right now what we're doing is we're just going to add some of this information for the services, designate the currency type, add whatever the cost is for that particular service, and then we're going to save it. Another option for you in terms of adding services to your group is by searching for existing products. So in this example, we're going to look for an existing package that we already offer. And when you search for that particular package, all of the items that are included in that package will appear. And then you can select which of those items you want included and then just copy them into the product. So if you are offering set departures and tours, that's a very easy way that you can pull some of these existing components into the group. So once you add your services into the group itself, you're going to access the cost summary screen. Now you can see that we have a lot of options under the service costing, so we're really just going to cover this cost summary screen. This is where you're going to add your markup values. If you have commission, say you're dealing with a travel agent and you want to add commission to the components, you're going to add your commission there. So what that's doing is taking the cost that you entered in the grid and is calculating that, and then you're going through and you're going to add the markup values and the commissions, and it's giving you a grand total of what the price is going to be for in this particular instance, for a double and for a single. And then this information is going to then display on your quote letter. So once you work with your suppliers and you add the different suppliers and services and costs and you generate that quote letter, the hope is that you are going to get a confirmation from your group. So once you get a confirmation from your group, what you're going to do is you're going to again access this group management screen, and you're going to transition this group to active. So it's under loading right now, so you want to transition that under active. You want to provide a tour ID, which is typically the group number. This is where if you have an inventory item that you're just holding inventory against the overall group itself, you're going to add the inventory on the screen under transition to operations. You will also have the opportunity to control things like the communication timing. So you want to set up product events so that you can automatically generate a rooming list to the suppliers that are on your group. Now you'll see in the product event screen you have a lot of different options. So you can do a product event based upon all the suppliers. You can have different communication timing if it's a hotel versus a tour company. So all of that's going to be set up under your product events option. You also have the opportunity to mass import your passengers, so you can export a spreadsheet, enter in the details, and then use the import passengers option. You also have the opportunity to provide the group link to your customers, to your passengers, to your contacts, whoever you're working with, and they can kind of self-service and go through and create their own bookings without having you to have to go through and import a spreadsheet. And then obviously if you have a call center, you can allow your internal staff to manually create those bookings for your contacts and your passengers. So as the group gets closer to departure, you will have the opportunity to collect the payments on the group and then waterfall them onto the associated bookings that are traveling on the group. And that can all be accessed through the group management screen. And then you're also going to be able to view the profit and loss report through the group's management screen so that you can determine the overall profitability of the group based on the number of passengers traveling. So payments can be taken through the group summary screen if you just access the payment drop-down menu. And then you can waterfall those payments to your associated bookings through the group management screen. Lastly, you have the opportunity to deliver your travel documents to your passengers in one of two ways. So the first way is by taking advantage of our ResQ management screen in operations. And that's where you can set up the timing in which you want those travel documents to be sent based upon specific parameters. You can also send the travel documents to your passengers directly through the document option in the group summary screen. Thanks for watching. Please view our Knowledge Center for more information.